Hey mathematicians, today our lesson is going to be over comparing and ordering numbers. Our TEK is 4.2c, compare and order whole numbers to 1 billion and represent comparisons using symbols greater than, less than, or equal to. Our learning goal, read this with me, today I am learning how to compare and order so I can communicate large and small numbers. I'll know I have it when I can identify the greater than, less than, and equal symbols, determine if a whole number is greater or less than another number, order 3 or more whole numbers from least to greatest, order 3 or more whole numbers from greatest to least. Let's look at our real-world connection. So let's say your favorite basketball player is LeBron James, and your favorite football player is Robert Griffin III. You want to know who has more fans. Well, you're going to need to know how to compare those numbers. Let's say you start a YouTube channel and your first video goes viral. You want to find out if you have more views than Geeky Teachy. You're trying to pick between two careers, a zookeeper or a scientist. You've decided to pick whatever job makes more money. Well, guess what? You're going to need to know how to compare those numbers. All right, let's review our vocabulary really quickly before we jump into our mini lesson. Digit. A digit is any numeral from 0 to 9. Place is the position of a digit in the number. For example, in 456, the 4 is in the hundreds place, the 5 is in the tens place, and the 6 is in the ones place. Value is how much those digits are worth. For example, in 456, the 4 is in the hundreds place. The hundreds place is worth 100, and you have 4 of them. So in total, you have 4 hundreds, or a value of 400. Whole numbers can also be referred to as counting numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 200, 1 million. These are numbers that have no fractions or decimals. There are no parts of a number with them. They are only whole numbers. A decimal number is a part of a whole number. This shows the values smaller than 1, represented as digits to the right of the decimal point. To compare numbers means to look at the value of two numbers to decide which number is greater, less, or if the numbers are equal. To order numbers, we're arranging a set of numbers by their values, either from least to greatest or greatest to least. All right, let's get into our mini lesson. When comparing and ordering numbers, it is important to understand the difference between comparing and ordering. When comparing numbers, we are simply looking to see which numbers are larger and which are smaller. Let's compare these two numbers. Which is bigger? One way to compare numbers is to put the numbers in a place value chart. We always want to begin comparing numbers in the largest place. Since both of our numbers go to the hundred thousands place, we'll begin there. Both of the numbers have the same digit in the hundred thousands place and the 10,000s place, meaning they are equal in those places and we cannot compare them. We will have to keep moving down our place value chart until we find numbers that we can compare. So if we move to the 1,000s place, it looks like our digits are not equal, so now we can compare them. So if you look in the 1,000s place, the first number is a 5 and the second number is a 3. We simply need to decide, is the 5 or the 3 larger? The 5 is bigger. So if you determine that the 5 was larger, you're correct. This means that 155,535 is greater than 153,353. And we would use our greater than symbol to indicate that relationship. When ordering numbers, we are taking the numbers, we are putting them in order from least to greatest, smallest to biggest, or greatest to least, biggest to smallest. Let's order these numbers from least to greatest. And remember to pay attention to whether you are going to order from least to greatest or greatest to least. That can create a lot of confusion. So first we need to compare these numbers, so we're going to put them in a place value chart to compare. If you'll notice, we can't compare in the 100,000s place or the 10,000s place because they have the same digits. However, we can compare in the 1,000s place because those digits are not equal. Since 0 is the smallest number in the 1,000s place, that is going to become our smallest number, or the least. Let's start a chart so we can begin ordering these numbers. See if you can determine which number will come next. As we decide which numbers are next, be sure to eliminate the numbers you have already used by crossing them out. After 150,153, you should have noticed that 3 was the next biggest number after 0. However, we have 2 3s, which means we can't compare them. We'll have to go to the next place, the hundreds place. Before we go to the hundreds place, what do you notice about the 5 in the 1,000s place? Is it greater or less than the 3s? If you said greater, you're correct. That means this is going to be our greatest number. So let's go ahead and add it to the chart before we move to the hundreds place. Now, let's take a look at the hundreds place and compare our last two numbers. We have a 3 and a 1. Since we are ordering from least to greatest to biggest, right, we want to decide which number is less or smallest. Since 1 is smaller than 3, that will be our next number in our ordering. And we only have one number left. Let's add it to our chart and check our work. To check our work, we can put the numbers in order in a place value chart. Oops. So if you'll notice, we go down the place values. These are all equivalent. These are equal. In our 1,000s place, our 0 is smallest, then 3s are the next biggest, then the 5. Then we want to look, we can see if we add the 1,000s and the hundreds together, that's 1. Then 31 is bigger, 33, 55. So it looks like we are correct. All right, let's do a quick check for understanding before we hop into our guided practice. What is the difference between comparing and ordering? Go ahead and pause your video and formulate your answer. When comparing numbers, you are looking to see which numbers are smaller or bigger. When ordering, you are putting numbers in order. Numbers may be put in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. Which place would you begin comparing these two numbers? Go ahead and pause the video and formulate your answer. We would begin comparing in the 10,000s place, since both the 1 billions and 100,000s place have equal digits. Which number is greater than 3,569,123? Go ahead and pause your video and find your answer. Letter D, 3,596,123 is greater. Which number is less than 3,569,123? Go ahead and pause your video and find your answer. Letter A, 3,568,123 is less. All right, good job today, guys. I will see you for our guided practice.